Hello guys, welcome. Today we are going to do fire detection system. In a previous class, what we have done was what are the detection system requirement, where we studied what are the different requirements, such as the system should not give false warning, the system should be accurate, system should give the location of the fire, it should be continuously giving the indication as long as the fire is on, and it should also indicate when the fire is switched off. If the fire reignites, it should also be indicated. So there were so many requirements. We studied at least 12, 13 requirement over here. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to understand the different types of fire detection systems that are used on the aircraft. Okay, the first one over here is the thermal switch. Thermal switch is an overheat type of a detector. So first you need to understand what does this term overheat means. So the word overheat means whenever a temperature crosses a certain limit, this is going to indicate. Yes, fixed temperature. It can be 300 degrees Celsius, it can be 400 degrees Celsius, it can be 1800 degree Fahrenheit. Any temperature that a manufacturer specifies that if this temperature is crossing, it is going to become a fire hazard. That will be called as a overheat detector. Okay, so thermal switch is a type of a overheat detector. Thermal switch, as the name itself applies. Thermal switch, switch means a button which can turn on and off. बटन होता है ना बेटा, आप जिससे on and off कर सकते हो. Okay, जैसे fan on and off करना है, right? Light on and off करना है. So you have got a switch for that. Similarly, thermal switch is what? A switch which is operated by heat. Thermal stands for heat. Switch stands for a button. So a button which is operated by the heat is called as a thermal switch. For this, you need to understand what is a bimetallic strip. Okay, as the name itself suggests, bimetallic strip means a strip which is made up of two different material. So let us take the two different material. Let us say this is a strip which is made up of two different material. Okay, this side is some material. Okay, and the bottom side there is another material. Okay, it can be any two material as long as they have different coefficient of linear expansion. What is coefficient of expansion? When you heat something, some bodies will expand more, some bodies will expand less. All of them expand when you heat it. So when I have two material, one with the less coefficient of expansion and one with the low coefficient of expansion. So I'm saying this is the one with the less coefficient of linear expansion and this is the one with the more coefficient of expansion, and they are welded together, okay, face to face like shown in the picture. And if you hit this, what will happen is the bimetallic strip will bend. Why it will bend? Because the one which is on the top hand side, the blue one, will expand less, but whereas the one which is on the bottom side will expand more. So what will happen is this strip, it bends and forms a shape like this. Let us complete this diagram. Okay, so it will bend and it will form some shape like this. Why this is happening? Because the bottom one is the one which is having a more coefficient of expansion. So that means what? For 10-degree rise in temperature, the bottom will expand more. Whereas for the same 10-degree rise in the temperature, the top one will expand less. So this is how this will happen. The bottom one is expanding more. So instead of having a straight parallel surface, it will bend like this. And beta, think of this, that if I have some micro switch, you already know what is micro switch, right? Press button beta. Okay. If I keep some macro switch over here, it expands and it pushes the micro switch inside. Circuit will be completed, right? Such a switch is called as a thermal switch. What we are doing? We are taking two blocks, each of different material, one having low coefficient of expansion, another one having the high coefficient of expansion. When you heat this to a certain temperature, this will, what will happen to this? The bottom will expand more, the top one will expand less, because of which what will happen is it will bend. And when it bend, what I can do is I can just keep a small micro switch over here. It will press the micro switch, completing the circuit. Such a switch is called as a thermal switch. This is found in your electric geysers in your house, जो घर पे गर्म करने के लिए यूज करते हैं ना, पानी गर्म करने के लिए. Okay, whereas it is also found inside the air condition where you have to maintain the temperature of the room. Heaters जहाँ पे temperature maintain करना है, every place we use the bimetallic strip. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to install the same bimetallic strip inside a casing. So this is a casing inside which there is a bimetallic strip. Okay, beta. So you can see that there is an electric conductivity over here which is connected to this. And secondly, यहाँ पर आपका दूसरा wire है, right? So if a circuit is completed, what should happen is this should come in contact. Now what will happen is, imagine the same thing, that I keep this in the fire. Let us say the fire was around this. Okay, this is a detector, right? It is kept in an area where you have to detect the fire. So you have kept it in an area where there is a fire. So let us say this is a flame which is coming all around the surface. Okay, and it's an overheat type of temperature detector, right? So as soon as the temperature reaches a certain limit, say 100 degrees Celsius for our understanding, so what will happen is at 100 degrees Celsius this two will make contact. Working would be same as bimetallic strip. As the contact is made, electric circuit is completed, and once the electrical circuit is completed, I can send the electricity into the alarm circuit or a light which will be lighted in a cockpit, giving an indication that there is a fire. Okay, now same thing, Fenwell spot detector. Now see beta, suppose this is my aeroplane. Okay, this is my let's say this is the aeroplane. Okay, inside the aeroplane, let us say this is the cargo compartment. This is a cargo aircraft. Okay, I can have a detector here, right? But what if the fire starts at this place, right? So till the fire reaches this detector, there would be a lot of time delay, which can be very fatal in this case. So what we do is we install detectors at a regular interval. So in the same cabin, that is cargo compartment, I'm just giving you an example of a cargo compartment. It can be anything. I can have more than one detector, right? Imagine now the pilot who is flying the aircraft, and each detector is giving an independent light. Okay, so in a cockpit there will be so many lights and pilot will be confused now. Are yahan aag laga, wahan aag laga, where is the fire? He would be very, very confused. So what we do is we treat this entire section as a single section. Pura cargo compartment, single section. If there is a fire, it will be indicated that the cargo compartment is on a fire. We will extinguish it by releasing the fire extinguisher in the entire cargo compartment. Understood this? Now, naturally, there are more than one detector, so you should connect them. So this becomes your first DGCA question that is asked. The detector, these are thermal switch. They are all connected to each other in parallel. DGC asks this. Okay, so you already know, you have done in your 12th standard, when the circuits are in parallel, the voltage remains the same. But what will happen is each one will act as an independent switch. That means what? See the circuitry. The supply is coming from here. Okay, यहाँ से supply है बेटा. Okay, this supply comes over here, and until and unless the thermal switch is completed, the signal cannot go forward. Okay, so whenever thermal switch, let us say any one of them detect the fire, let us say this one is the one which is detecting the fire. So what will happen is inside this thermal switch, same thing will happen. This will come in contact with this. As the two metals comes in contact, circuit is completed, electricity will run from this, go into the alarm circuit. Alarm can be a simple sound alarm or it can be a light, but we prefer both of them. So both will be illuminated in the cockpit. That is the working of the detector. Two DGCA questions are asked over here. First one is that it is an overheat type of a detector. This is your first DGCA question. What type of detector is this? DGCA question. Bimetallic strip, another DGCA question. Okay, and in this there are two DGCA question. First one is detectors are connected in parallel to each other, means both parallel with each other. So there are three detectors, three of them are connected in parallel to each other, and in series with alarm circuit. What does this means? This means that there is just one alarm circuit for all the detector which are connected here. Now I can have three cargo compartments, so I will have three different alarms for three. That completes your thermal switch. These are all very important DGCA questions, so don't take them lightly. Study them from your book as well. Okay, all the pictures that are shown over here are taken from trigger. So we are following the trigger. So these are 15A, not trigger. This is 15A. Okay, FAA 15A book. Next type of detector is the thermocouple detector. Okay? This is also known as rate of temperature rise. So it indicates the rate of temperature rise. That means whenever a temperature will cross a certain limit, it will start detecting the fire. Okay, certain limit means what? Whenever it crosses a certain range. Let me tell you how it happens. Okay, so see over here, this over here is a detector circuit. Okay, there are two thermocouple. One is kept as a reference. Okay, so this is a reference junction, and this one is the hot junction. I believe you all know how the thermocouple works, right? In a thermocouple, there are two wires. Okay, how does a thermocouple work? There are two wires made up of two different materials. Let us say this is first wire and this is the second wire. They both are connected end to end. One side, we heat it up. We call it as a hot junction. And the another side, we cool it. We call it as a cold junction. Okay. Because of this difference in the temperature, electrons will flow through this. That means electricity is flowing through this. And if I have a galvanometer or any device, ammeter or anything which can detect the electric current, it will show the current. That is how the thermocouple works. Two dissimilar material, wire of dissimilar metal, join end to end. One junction is made hot, one junction is made cold. In thermocouple for fire detection system, we don't have a cold junction. We have a reference junction. Okay. Another one is the hot junction. That means what? If you have to detect the fire in the engine, because better engine में देखो naturally you are going to switch on the fire in the combustion chamber, right? So वहां पर तो temperature बढ़ने ही वाला है. So if I keep an overheat detector, that is thermal switch over there, what is the problem? As soon as the thermal switch increases the temperature, it will detect the temperature. ओके, बट ऐसा नहीं है ना बेटा, थर्मोकपल वहां पर सॉरी इंजन के अंदर तो हम लोग खुद फायर लगाते हैं, राइट? सो इफ वी हैव ourselves starting the fire beta, we also require a system in which that thing is taken into consideration, that the fire has been switched on by us. So for that reason we have got a reference junction and a hot junction. Now what this reference junction is, basically reference junction is the one which detects the normal rise in the temperature of the engine. Okay, let us say in the engine we have installed this, and when you switch on the engine, there is a rate of temperature rise. That is the first engine is there. Engine will slowly increase the temperature, right? First it will be 30 degree, 40 degree, 50 degree. There would be a speed in which the temperature will rise, right? And the hot junction is there. Hot junction is near about that, near about the engine only. So both of them should show the same rise in temperature. Okay, but what will happen in case of the fire? The reference junction will suddenly shoot up the temperature, whereas the sorry, not the reference junction, your hot junction will suddenly shoot up the temperature, whereas आपका जो reference junction है बेटा वो क्या रहेगा? It will remain at the same temperature. उसमें फटाफट टेम्परेचर बढ़ेगा ना, उसमें तो रेफरेंस धीरे 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 बढ़ता रहेगा. बट इन हॉट जंक्शन व्हाट विल हैपन इज द टेम्परेचर विल शूट. दिस विल क्रिएट द डिफरेंस. As the difference is created, electricity will be created. As we have understood over here, difference the temperature causes the electricity. So at any point, if the electricity generated in this circuit reaches 4 milliamperes, or we can say 0.004 amperes, if at any time your value of the current reaches 0.004 ampere, what it is going to do is it is going to energize the sensitive relay. Okay, so what will happen is the magnetic field will be induced over here. Magnetic induction will take place. So this magnetic field will cause this switch to close. It will work like a relay. Understood this? What is happening beta? There is a reference junction, there is a hot junction. Both of them should show a same rise in the temperature. But because of the fire, what is happening is reference junction is slowly increasing up because it is insulated, whereas your hot junction suddenly shoots up the temperature. Because of this, electricity will be created inside this circuit. If this electricity value is minimum 4 milliampere, sorry, 0.004 ampere or 4 milliampere, this will be enough to energize the sensitive relay. If a sensitive relay is energized, the contact would be closed. And when the contact is closed, electrical supply from the hot bus bar will come over here. Through this pipe, it will travel over here. This is closed contact now. And from the closed contact, it will go into what beta? Into the sensitive relay, like this. See, coming over here, going here. And from here, now it will go into the slave relay. It will do the same thing. It will energize the slave relay and the contact would be made. Again, hot bus bar, supply sent into the alarm circuit. I've already taught you what does a hot bus bar mean. Without any inverter, when you're supplying the power to an equipment, without any inverter, that is directly from the battery bus bar, that is called as a hot bus bar. Understood? Clear the working? So what will happen is as soon as this contact is made, here also the contact will be made, that will complete the alarm circuit and alarm will sound in the cockpit. Done. Now you will see that there is a resistor connected across the slave relay. This is the DGCA question. Why is resistor connected across the slave relay? Okay. So I will just mark it over here and tell you that this is DGCA so that you remember DGCA question. What happens over here? See, I told you that when the electricity is going through here, it will be energized, contact will be made. But what if the contact is broken? Right now, what happens? Imagine that current value decreases below this, or if you have used a fire extinguisher and you have extinguished the fire, obviously the current value will decrease over here. A sensitive relay will no longer be energized, so contact would be broken because there is a spring which will open the contact. Okay, as this contact is broken in the slave relay was producing a magnetic field, right? That now here the magnetic field will collapse. Correct? यहाँ पे पहले electricity था तो magnetic field was producing. Now there is no electricity, so magnetic field will collapse. As the magnetic field collapse, there would be the self induction. क्या होता है बेटा? Self induction. And self-induced voltage can cause arcing in the contact. और contact क्या हो जाता है बेटा? They are light in weight, so that can burn the contact or it can weld the contact into the closed position. We don't want that. So we want to prevent the arcing across the contact. So what do we use? We use the resistor. Whatever self-induced voltage will be produced in the slave relay will be put to the ground by using the resistor. You'll also find that there is a test circuit. Okay, when we did the requirement of the fire detection system, I told you one point. There should be mean of electrically testing the detector from the cockpit. So in a cockpit, I told you that there is a byte switch. So what will happen is a person, that is a pilot or anyone who is testing the fire detection system, will just push this contact. When the contact is made, electricity will go into this heater. Heater set current will be heater will produce a high temperature. Again, reference junction, and this will become like a hot junction. Electricity is produced, and the entire circuit will be tested. Same thing was here also. We didn't do the test circuit. See what happens in the test circuit in the thermal switch. Here there is a switch. When you press this, contact is made from here directly into this and send it to the alarm. Okay. So in every system, there is a test circuit. I hope you have understood the concept. Very, very simple. There are two junctions. One is the reference junction, another one is the hot junction. Whenever there is a difference in the temperature, that is rate of temperature rise. Means both will show the increase in the temperature, but this will go slowly upward. This will go very fast upward. So whenever this difference is created, the voltage is induced and which causes the current. And if the current value reaches 4 milliampere, this will energize the sensitive relay, making the contact. Contact made will energize the slave relay. Contact will be made, which sends the signal to the alarm circuit. Okay, to prevent the arcing at the contact, we have got the resistor. DGC will ask you what is the function of this resistor, what is the value of this current. This is again a DGCA question. Okay, so there are two DGCA questions which are asked from the thermocouple. Now let us do the third type of the detector. They are the continuous loop detector. Now as you can see, thermal switch and the spot detector or thermocouple one, they all are very, very small units, so they have to be kept at different location. Okay, but our engine is a very big body, right? So what I have to do is, suppose I want to install this, so what I can do is I can use a continuous loop, that is detector का एक ही वायर ऐसा लंबा लंबा गोल घुमाकर छोड़ दो. Okay, so here there are two, mainly three types, but we generally concentrate on the two types. Okay, because they are detect loop type. Okay, और वो जो दूसरा होता है सेंसिंग एलिमेंट है, we'll understand that. Now what happened in the continuous loop detector? Let us understand first the Fenwell sensing element. Fenwell is the name of a company, as you can see in same thing happen in the spot detector. Fenwell spot detector. So Fenwell is the name of a company which make this. So basically these are the sensing element. Here you can see that there is an inconel casing. Okay, ये जो tube होता है that is made up of an inconel material, inside which there is a ceramic or euthetic salt. It can be both. Okay, or it can be ceramic bits which are mixed with the euthetic salt. Okay, and inside them there is a small wire which is made up of a nickel, which is a conducting wire. In this wire is connected to the hot bus bar. Okay, and your inconel casing is the one which is acting as the ground. You know, there should be a supply in the positive, there should be supply in the ground. So from the positive, when the circuit will be completed, then only the electricity will send a signal will be sent into the alarm circuit, right? So here what is happening is from the negative and the positive, and alarm circuit is connected. Okay, so what is going to happen is whenever there is a rise in the temperature, this euthetic salt of the ceramic material suddenly decreases the resistance and they become a good conductor. So if they become a good conductor, I can say that electricity jumps from this thing to this thing. Clear? From the central rod, that is central wire, it is going to the internal, which is the negative, right? Positive say ground circuit completed. यहाँ से आप जाओगे, alarm circuit will be connected, alarm will sound in the cockpit. Same thing in the kid sensing element. Okay, this is kid sensing element. In a kid sensing element, only difference between this and this is instead of having a single strand of a wire, I have two wire. This is always made up of a ceramic core. Here we don't have a euthetic salt, but we can use it. You can understand that. In conal tubing. Here, one wire is connected to the positive of the battery. Second one is connected to the negative. Same thing will happen better. In cold junction, there is a cold temperature, there is a high resistance. In hot temperature, there is a low resistance. Whenever there is a low resistance, current will jump from this to this. Path is completed. Path completed means alarm will sound in the cockpit. Clear? And the last type of continuous sensing element is the Lindbergh fire detection system. Now we rarely use it on the commercial aircraft, इसलिए इसके ऊपर इतना ध्यान नहीं दिया जाता है. Okay, in the Lindbergh fire detection system, basically you will see that this is the power unit, operating power unit. You can see these are what? Transformers. Okay, this is the primary transformer, this is the secondary transformer. So anyone who has done transformer will clearly understand that if there is a current going into the primary transformer, it is going to induce a current in the secondary transformer by mutual induction. Okay, so bell and lights are connected over here. Now the working of this, again the same thing, this is completely wrapped around the part where you have to detect the fire. Okay, this part, this is the part sensing element. Inside the sensing element, you will see this one dark white portion is called as is made up of a discrete element, and the outer portion where I can see dot region is a averaging section. What happened in this is whenever there is a increase in the temperature, the discrete element releases the gases, and whenever there is a decrease in the temperature, the discrete element absorbs the gases. As you can understand that if there is a higher temperature, discrete element is going to release the gas. This gas is going to come in the averaging section, which is completely made up of what? Firm material, but only that forward end is made up of a rubber, that is a diaphragm. So what happens is this gases will apply the pressure over here. As the pressure is applied, this body comes in contact with this. That completes your circuit. देखो switch है ना बेटा, circuit is completed. यहाँ पर आपको already see electricity was already coming from here. It is connected here, not completely shown in the picture. So once the circuit is completed, EMF is induced in the secondary coil, sounding an alarm. Opposite function will happen whenever you switch off the whenever the fire is gone. Averaging section में से जो gas होगा will be again trapped into the discrete element. Contact will be broken. No electric supply in the primary coil. There would be no signal in the secondary. For testing, what we do is we press the test switch. Electricity will come over here. From here, the signal will be passed, and that signal itself will complete the circuit directly without passing to the averaging section. That completes your Lindbergh fire detection system. On any aircraft, fire detection system becomes a very, very important part. Why this is important? Because as we have studied in the previous class only, whenever there is a fire, and if you cannot control the fire, it can lead to the accident of the aircraft. And there are many aircraft we have lost because of the fire. Chota sa fire start ho gaya beta, you cannot control the fire, fire will spread throughout the entire aircraft, leading to the crashing of the aeroplane. So as soon as the fire is detected, you should be able to switch it off. Okay, so what we have done today is we have just understood what are the different type of detecting system. In the next class, we are going to do what are the different types of fire zone, what are the different types of fire. We'll try to avoid different types of fire because you must have done it in other subject also, whereas piston engine जो भी पढ़ाता बंदा बेटा आपको उस बंदे ने सिखाया होगा class A, class B, class C, class D fire. So we are not going to do that. What we'll do is we'll just take one small introduction of that, but what we'll concentrate is we'll concentrate on class, that is fire zone. Once we are done with the fire zone, we'll start with fire extinguishing system, where we'll study what is carbon dioxide bottle and what is the halons, which are the main DGCA questions. Okay, in this, I forgot to tell you, in this Fenwell sensing element, the DGCA question is how many wire are there in fencing Fenwell sensing element, and how many wire are there in kid sensing element. So in kid sensing element, there are two wire. In Fenwell sensing element, there is one wire. That is a DGCA question, and you can see it in every module 13, module 13, module 11, every paper they ask us. Okay, in fact, even in module 15, that is your jet engine paper, even in that kid system is asked. Okay, so we'll stop over here. If you have any doubt, you can write it in the comment section. We'll get back to you. See you, dear. Take care. Bye bye, everyone.